standing at the grounds, boys gazing at the sky. How will you ever get up there if you ain't gonna try? Because I think tech has been playing catch up to people's minds that is evolving extremely fast. The pandemic gave tech time to go from evolution to explosion. Artists didn't know what to do. No one was getting to perform. There were no live shows for the foreseeable future. So everyone went up on Instagram Live. So I think live streams and live entertainment has become live original content. Content is the largest play of key right now. There are millions of young people that are wanting live entertainment and are okay consuming it on the screen because they haven't seen 50 concerts like you and me. Our job is not to judge the fan. Our job is to give him a choice.
So how does Swaroop lighten up his day with so much of digital blast happening?
Every weekend, I'd have 7 to 10 people. I'd cook like 8 things, 9 things for them and put up a platter.
Banerjee, for your time, and it's a privilege and honor to have you with us today. Thanks for making it.
Thank you, Anku. Thank you so much for having me here.
Where are you right now? Because I know not many people know. I can see you sitting in the front seat, and where are you heading out? So what's the scene right now? Where are you?
I'm between office and home, and I thought I'll just stop and do the podcast with you. I mean, venues and places are no longer a thing. It's very real. We can do this from anywhere. So in the car and talking to you.
You know, that brings me to the real situation we all are in. We are, as you said, I'm between office and home. So with pandemic hitting out, where do you think we all stuck? Are we in any in-between place? How are you looking at the whole situation panning out at work, in life, and obviously in the business of digital transformation or live streaming, as you say it is?
I think it's been a very shocking year and a half. I think it would only be honest to say that all of us around have gone through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. People have helped each other out. I haven't seen more humanity come around. Other than, I mean, it took a pandemic to bring it up about us, but it's been difficult for so many people. Feel somewhere that sitting here in a car in the safety of an office or a cabin or at home, maybe I'm a little more privileged than a lot of people who are not in that situation, and I'm always aware of that. But I think it's getting better. I'm praying that it gets even better and everybody could step out. But for now, I mean, please stay safe.
Going in from there, if you try to understand not just pandemic situation bringing out a change in digital world, but we had seen this coming. We had not seen we had seen something called a digital blast happening for the past few years. But how are you looking at this approach to digital change? Because now a lot of things, a lot of approach to content has changed, a lot of approach to the medium has changed. So in terms of digital platform, first I want to understand, how are you looking at it?
Rangu, I really want to do a slight deep dive so it really sinks in. We talk about the digital transformation today, streaming, tech, AR, virtual reality. But I think it started way back. You know, I mean, there was a time when all of the valley and all of the world was betting on the .com boost, and that was the first kind of tech that was available. 21, you know, you wanted to start something, and the next thing you wanted to do was have a website, and you wanted information to go out from that website because you knew that it would go out to a few more people outside. And you had your .coms and .orgs and .lives and .ins and what have you, and then suddenly that burst, and because people were evolving faster, people were like, fair enough, this is a one-way com, and you were giving us your information and asking me to fill a data form. But and then people wanted to move on, and in came Facebook, and when Facebook came in and said that, hey, you can share stuff a little more than what we could have you do on your website. This was a user now able to share their friends, see their photographs, beyond the time upload their videos, and Facebook had it going. And then in came YouTube and said that, hey, you as a user can create long form creations. And why don't you just go out there, shoot a bunch of stuff and put it out there? And parallelly, what was happening was the mobile phone ecosystem was evolving. I mean, the cameras were getting better, sharper, clearer. Audio was coming into a big way. And then YouTube came to a point where today it's what, about 400 hours for every minute waiting to be uploaded around the world. And then people were still evolving faster and tech was catching up. And then suddenly when short format hit and you had Instagram, because people really wanted it right now and right there. And then because Instagram came up and about, we had TikTok coming, we had, I mean, Triller now today, Glance, Raposo, Chingari, Josh, just if I talk about the India side of things. I think what tech has been doing for an era, a lot of people would want to say no to that, is I think tech has been playing catch up to people's minds that is evolving extremely fast. And people wanted to move from long form to short form to minute forms to seconds form to multiple short forms, and tech just played catch up. Now, I think that to me was transformation. And now when tech is ahead of us and people are playing catch up, I think that's what the pandemic has done. The pandemic gave tech time to go from evolution to explosion, and now people are playing catch up to be able to ensure that they're across all sorts of tech. And I can break it down for you, but yeah, that's my bit.
But when you talk about live, as you mentioned, Instagram or Facebook, there's a kind of interest that we see in the viewers now to watch each other's journey, whatever, whether it's entertainment, anyone's life, live. Like you want to, in the real time, want to view it. Earlier, live was only about going and watching a movie in a theater that you want to see. But this whole play out of life and the kind of coming out that we see in people, there's no hesitance. Everybody's okay journaling themselves, their lives live. And we see YouTube, you might have seen them getting millions of views because their journey, their life is all live. How do you look at this element where you are heading now? When we say Z live, it's all about come live. Let's do Instagram live. Let's talk live. So what does this mean to you, and how is it more impactful that people are connecting to it better than a recorded show?
If you remember in March 2020, I remember I had to cancel Supermoon Holi, which was Rajakumari, Shalmali, and a bunch of other ladies as a lineup. And I had to cancel that show in Feb that I announced in Jan, because I was talking to promoters in Beijing, in Sydney, in Montreal, and I knew what was going to happen, and people were shutting things down. So we moved. But because we're a contact platform, because we had the OTT, because we had social, we moved all our assets, whether it was Supermoon that does music and comic, whether it was the Literature Festival, all of this we moved onto multiple platforms. However, what happened to the artist ecosystem was amazing, because artists didn't know what to do. No one was getting to perform. There were no live shows for the foreseeable future. So everyone went up on Instagram Live. Now, Pratik Puhar, who's a dear friend, and we toured for about 11 cities in the mid of 2019. And I saw him and a lot of people, right, go live on Instagram Live. Now, Instagram Live, you're sitting in your room, in your bedroom, and you're trying to perform, you're trying to sing because you have millions of fans on your gram. But the quality wasn't that great, and there was never going to be a ticketed atmosphere, so you wouldn't make any money. There wasn't going to be a quality atmosphere, so you won't have any brands. And I think from there to now, we've been able to evolve at the speed of light. Now, if you say a live stream, all right, or a recorded element, they're almost blurred, right? If you saw what BTS did at their concert, if you saw what Johnny Orlando did, all right, on Moment House, Tomorrowland with 8 virtual stages in 8 different studios, streaming to about 1 million people with 200 people from Skype putting VR in. People were like, all right, we're going to watch live stream. We're going to pay for it. We started at $5. We're up to about $40 in some cases today. And then came Triller and said that, hey, I'm going to blur the line for good. Here is Mike Tyson. Here is Roy Jones Jr., preluded by Lil Wayne, preluded by French Montana. And you're going to pay us between $40 and $50, and we're going to sell you 2 million tickets. And they sold 2 million tickets for the first time in the history of live entertainment, live on a screen, which was almost real time, and they made $80 million. and it was available for 48 hours, and I was one of the people that paid about $40 odd. So I think live streams and live entertainment has become live original content. It is no longer just live entertainment because you wanted to go and you want to recreate the experience. So the sound had to be recreated, applause had to be bought in, and your audiences had to really, really like it. So from live entertainment being live on ground to live original content being accepted as recorded but exclusive live, I think that's where the lines have been blurred, and that's where we're all headed and in it in the thick right now.
What is the cost? Because as we see this transition of creating something experiential over virtual and making it feel as real as if you're standing in the concert, right? And but you're not. You're somewhere aware your ecosystem is not changed, but maybe they have prepared it so well. There's a cost invested there, and then you have this revenue model. You kind of ace in that area of revenue modeling. How did you think you had to rework on that modeling? As you said, from $5 to $40, a journey of 10 times nearly. So what is the kind of exertion and revamping everything is required also to cover that cost and to get people to accept it? And as you said, it made a record marking virtual live revenue that you had made. So what is that goes into this revenue planning now?
I think it's a great question. Cost is something that everyone's very about. How much would you spend, as opposed to how much were you spending? You want the experience to be better. So, I mean, it's great to say that, oh, Z Live is a corporate house and there's an unlimited depth of bottomless pit of money. And that's not true. What we did see, however, that the consumer, and we're a very fan-based platform. I've put up 180 celebrities right now across 6 of our platforms on the IPs that we own. But everyone has been someone who has a great fan base, whether Prateek, whether Raftar, whether Divine, whether Raja Kumari, anybody, right? Russell Peters, when we brought him in. But what we saw when Instagram Live started is people were like, yes, they didn't have anything to watch, so they would watch. No one was making money. When they said that, all right, we're going to go on Book My Show and Paytm Insider, and we will now charge 199 rupees. And we said, all right. And then a lot of people started doing that. People like Wink Stage, for example, by Airtel, or Glance right now, created platforms which was just doing live. Can you come here, buy a ticket, here are 10 of the artists, choose, are they live right now in multiple rooms, etc., etc. We had to fine tune that. We said, hey, we have an OTT. All right, let's say where I'm doing something more. So what does the fan want? If Anku is sitting at home and Anku's favorite Punjabi rap star globally, Sidhu Moosewala, and this is a guy that had 4 billion streams and as a fan base of hundreds of millions of people, literally does 5 million comments under 24 hours. And this is a Supermoon star. He's going to perform on Supermoon. What do I give the fan? Concert आप देख लेते जब live होता, गाने आप उसके सुन ही रहे हो stream पे, तो आप पैसा क्यों दोगे? और बहुत अच्छा पैसा क्यों दोगे? Why would you pay?
मतलब कोई तो reason चाहिए to go there and spend more. मतलब
so
ये तो मैं
then
ऐसे
we took, absolutely. Then we took our learnings from what Apple was doing with Billie Eilish, what Hotstar was doing with Taylor Swift, and we saw, hey, the fan wants to know a little more about their superstar. The fan wants to know a little more about their. Sorry, excuse me. I think my driver just came in.
Yeah.
He's just opened the boot and he's trying to do something.
I thought he's going to tell you that leave my seat now. I need to take it.
He could. He very well could. No, so we saw that and we said, all right, let's go to Sidhu Moosewala's village and shoot his life and make 2 episodes. उसके पिंड में जाके, उसके गांव में जाके, सिद्धू मूसेवाला, शुभदीप सिंह सिद्धू से सिद्धू मूसेवाला कैसे बना, इसकी जर्नी 2 एपिसोड में कवर करते हैं, 3रे एपिसोड पे कॉन्सर्ट डालते हैं 90 मिनट का। अब फैन को 799 रुपीस में उस आर्टिस्ट के बारे में everything they got to know because they love the artist, and then they were like, hey, I want to now see him perform because I know about his life.
So basically you took them to their house, they took them to their life, you took them to their real life.
So I think content is the largest play of key right now. If you can smartly think, like we have the OTT, which has a TVOD platform, right, which is Zplex. And what we can do is where you saw Radhe probably, or you saw the Friends reunion or anything that way. So the same platform is available to Supermoon or any of the Z Live shows. So I put all of this, and Anku comes in Z5, she's used to a binge watch. She's not going to wait for one episode now, one episode later. So we drop everything in one go. So I think content owners that have tech platforms, have become smart enough to say, hey, we know what the fan wants. We have 74 million AMUs of fans sitting already. Now let's give them live entertainment in this pocket. So we moved from just saying Gram, just saying Facebook Live, just saying नहीं इसको social पे डालते हैं या इसको Paytm और Bookmyshow पे डाल के 199 देते हैं. We're saying that this is the future. Live experiences will be back. But another large point was you and I are used to a concert.
Yes.
We've always seen a concert. We want the concert to come back. We want to wear that handband and get into that concert and grab a drink and go in front of the stage and scream and headbang. But here is a 14-year-old that just turned 16 with 1.5 years of the pandemic, never stepped into a concert, and is accepting of superstars showing them on the screens their
So
entire
his
story and concept.
experience is different. He wouldn't.
And this person is ready to pay because this person hasn't got any judgment. So there is a new audience. There are millions of young people that are wanting live entertainment and are okay consuming it on the screen because they haven't seen 50 concerts like you and me. So I think the right content in the right platform with a storytelling narrative can let you ask for a dollar value. That's what Thriller did with Mike Tyson. Said, hey, after 10 years, Mike Tyson is back and you're going to watch him for one game and you're going to pay this much money. But because you're paying, I'm going to give you French Montana and they'll win live in concert at the same arena. And I think every promoter now from here to Belgium is doing that and using their platforms, and that's where that's where the revenues are going to come in, and this is here to stay.
How are you calculating how long this new audience will stay for you? Because you are taking that 14-year-old to 16-year-old audience or the new target as someone who would like to experience it at a distance, but maybe over time everybody wants to go back to the field and realize. So will it be a short-lived audience that you're looking at? Because before pandemic we did not see this coming. So is it going to go away very fast? How are you so sure? Because you're burning so much of revenue into catering to this audience. So are you sure about the long-term benefit?
So my short answer is I am very, very sure. And the other short answer is no. The audience is going nowhere, and I'll tell you why very quickly. This audience will go back to the live experience. You want to see Pratik Kaur, right? You want to see Sidhu, you want to see Badshah, you want to see them live. But how many times is Taylor Swift going to come to India? How many times is Bono going to come? How many times is French
Once in a
Montana going
blue
to come?
moon, yeah.
Exactly. But now on this established model for $20, they're available to you every week, someone or the other. So you will consume superstar entertainment live on the screen, and you will go for what is available to you on the ground. And therefore, both of these things are here to stay because you want that. You're not going to wait for 4 years till you can travel or 2 years till you can travel to the US for a show. You know you can grab it this weekend with a bunch of your friends, put it on your Chromecast, watch it on your 40-inch, 60-inch, 100-inch, whatever, with your friends, with your drink. And yes, you're not there, but hey, you didn't pay for the travel. You don't have to wait to go there. They're not coming here. And for $20, you've got all of that, and it's live. So I think that model is here to stay. And I definitely think when live experiences are back, everyone who's waiting, and trust me, I'm going to just put like some 30 shows at the same day just for sake of excitement. But I think they're both here to stay.
As you've seen the both side, the benefits of both side, what is the downside of the live streaming world that we are into? Is there something that, like we have the brick and mortar system in our retail, and then you have Amazon, both play their own role. In this whole business of content, as we are going both sides, where do you think the balance has to be held? Where would you hold your balance so that both don't lose their, the newsy thing about the new generation doesn't get lost very easily? Where's the balance that you want to draw?
I think convenience is the balance, right? I think
That's
choice
a
is the
smart
balance.
businessman.
I think choice is the balance. Our job is not to judge the fan. Our job is to give him a choice. Our job, if I do it better, is to give him both choices. Say, hey, I've got Geo Gardens made this Friday a show happening, and on Sunday I'm streaming Nimish Patel, who is a comedian in the US, and that's for $10. And here's a let's say a $3,000 ticket, and I let you do that choice. See, when food was getting delivered, when stuff was getting delivered. You could go, you can still go to an IKEA because you love the experience. But when you can't, you have the choice to call it home. Both things stay. Gaming, which right now is the new hook to live entertainment, and I've been screaming this 4 years from now, 2 years from now, March 19, when I think I released something in one of the pink papers, and I said there will be a day, and we didn't know the pandemic was coming in the November of 2019 or the October of 2019. And I had published something when I said that the largest games in this world are going to have live entertainment, not as characters, but as live entertainment. And you just saw yesterday Fortnite recreate the O2 London Arena for a full-fledged concert where millions of people are going to come into the game and watch that concert. And it's been recreated. And every single game, okay, whether Twitch as a platform, Fortnite as a game, all of these guys are. And where is this young person? This young person was already gaming. This old female 35-year-old SECB in Lucknow was already on Z5. We've not reinvented them. We're just taking, it's like delivery. घर आपका वहीं था, दुकान हमारी वहीं थी, अब हम सामान आपके घर भेजें. Similarly, we
Like a
know where you
Swiggy.
are.
You're a
Yeah,
Swiggy.
we just, with your choice, you can step out or you can order in, right? And that's my job. My job is to create the best live entertainment in Z Live. But this time I have the choice because tech is so upgraded that you will enjoy it as well.
That is not going to take away the audience for the live experience one. It's not going to divide the audience because you're giving the access so easy. Don't you think you're
Correct.
taking away a lot from the live experience that you had created? Is that also breaking the, when you give too many choices, the core might get lost. So are you thinking that the live experience value will start reducing over time because the choices are there to go on a
It's
Z
a,
live?
it's a, it's a, it's a great question, Anku. And we've always, and I'm someone who wears the, just not the Z brand name on my sleeve and my heart, but also as part of, me, Roshan Abbas, Savas, Vijay Nair, a lot of us, when we started 17, 18 years back, we created stuff. I created a company called Tribe Asia. I sold it. Live entertainment was our everything, right? So we feel like we are these gatekeepers or the bridge to world entertainment coming to India. There is that point in your question where will it take away because of access? Will people stop getting bands from overseas here because hey, it's so easy to
Yeah.
add an India tour to a virtual concert? The answer is yes and no. And I don't want to crystal case, but I can see precedences in other places, right?
Okay.
You switched to gaming, you switched from a set-top box into a Chromecast or an Apple TV. You switched, but you still watch, right? I have a two-screen household. For the life of me, my mother on a TV bigger than mine will just not watch it on Apple TV because she has to watch it on Z Bangla on the set-top
Exactly.
box while the same thing is available. So a lot may happen. Maybe a more mature audience, an old school audience, some new audiences stay there. But we've got to ride the wave. We've got to see what's coming, knowing that the last mile will have that phone because of Geo, will have that connection, will have that platform, and therefore, I think it's only fair that we put a choice out there. I would hate to see any life experience crumble, but from Woodstock till today, I haven't seen that happen. And Woodstock had information on a website. Tomorrowland today is virtually live with 8 stages.
Which
I see
not
the same
everyone
number of
can
people,
be.
and that's
Yes, I get it. Not everyone can be there in their life. You're giving them a choice for people who can't be there. Now, virtual world has somewhere made it more accessible to everyone. But before I let you go, because I think our discussion can go on, and I would like to meet you live in a person, not virtual live someday, and take it on with a larger discussion. I do this to ask, what is your way of now? Consuming content, because we have all kind of content and you are one of the content creators and the head of the content creation world. How do you look at your personal type consumption of content? How much of it goes live consumption? How much of it, and be honest now, as you want to really know what really goes behind Swaroop's day.
I speak to promoters. The one thing that any of us old school guards do in live entertainment is we talk to promoters, at Ticketmaster, at Stereosonic, at Tomorrowland, at the boxing arenas, at the Dubai arena. We talk to them day in and day out to see what's up. Personally, I honestly would like to hold a drink on a weekday and spend an hour watching something that's happening in another country. But I really have to step out and drive all the way down to wherever it is, Goa, for example. If Veer Das is doing 25
Yes.
people at 2,000 rupees, I drive 10 hours and buy that ticket and sit there just because I want to see Veer. But that's just me.
Can you just leave us with some light moment thought or a song of your kind? Because that helps us know the real person. That's how we relate to our guest. So how does Swaroop lighten up his day with so much of digital blast happening? Pandemic might have stopped work for everyone, but not you. I think you're in the most heavy work time of your life, if I can say so. So what is your
Well,
light?
Anku, I cook, right?
You
I
loved
cook.
cooking? Oh my God.
I cook everything that one can. At the cost of sounding mildly boastful, I want to say I cook good. I like to feed a lot of people. And now that I can't have a lot of people, I have batches of 5, 7. But every weekend, I'd have 7 to 10 people. I'd cook like 8 things, 9 things for them, and put up a platter. And I just love to cook, and that's my way of literally. I was in Dharamshala now for 5 days, staying at a top-notch place. But I entered the kitchen. I requested the chef that, hey, and he was like, "Sir, आपका खाना खाया तो ये 3 ही और rooms हैं, ज़्यादा तो है नहीं, so it's about 9 people. Is it okay if I increase the
Wow.
quantity?" And I was like, "All right." So I
So
love
we
to cook.
should have a
9
show
people
of
are a question.
cooking of
I
yours
think all
live
of us need.
streaming. We need a cooking show from you live streaming. You do it via podcast. We're there to help you to take a podcast live on Cooking with Swaroop. But Swaroop, leave us
Absolutely.
with a song. You're in a car. Either you play a radio or you sing a song for us.
I
Choose
don't
what
want to
you
sing a
like to do.
song for you. I really don't want to sing a song for you.
You
And
cannot deny that. How
no,
joyfully you
I'm
just
more
pass it off.
I'm more of a poetry person. I'm more of a shari person. I come from a small town where all of this is very
Where are you
relevant. And
from?
I'm from Nagpur, and
Oh,
which is just north of Maharashtra, and we did a lot of poetry there, but and all kinds. So I think I can leave a lot of people in this difficult time with something my father used to say, which was standing at the grounds, boys, gazing at the sky. How will you ever get up there if you ain't gonna try? And those are kind of pieces that we've believed in, and it's a difficult time for everyone. So do what you got to do, cook, sing, talk to Uncle Goyal maybe, and thanks a ton, man, for having me.
oh, I'm so happy that you made it even while you're moving around and doing your work. You found it important to connect with us.